At 6'4", 0, Dante DiVincenzo. At center, at 7 feet, number 55, Isaiah. At forward, at 6'5", number 3, at forward, at 6'9", number 1, at guard, at 6'2", number 11, the head coach for your New York Knicks, Eric Spoelstra. And your Knicks.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. Yakichonis out there with Terrence Mann. And it's Risache in at the small forward position. And for the Knicks, Brunson and DiVincenzo team up as the backcourt. Randall and Hartenstein together down low. And it's Hart in at the 3 slot. Well, one area of the floor where both these teams really shine is on offense.
Oh, yeah. EA, these two teams can score the basketball. They'll be trying to match each other shot for shot all night long, and we got a front row seat.
Tip-off goes to Atlanta. To the inside. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
Boy, he may not be the biggest center in this league, but big-time athleticism on display.
Here's Brunson outside. Fires in the triple.
It's about the work for Jalen Brunson. He's put in a ton of time to become a knockdown shooter.
Knicks lead, 3.
Pass to Mann. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. The 3 from Risache. The Knicks with the rebound. Their last game, a win against the Magic, looking to carry it into this one.
And that night, they did a great job of executing their plays and creating mismatches.
It was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense.
Great open look there.
I love how competitive this kid Risache is, coming right back with his own triple.
To the right side, Randall, the pass to Hartenstein. 4-3, and again, New York with the triple.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now here's Risache, a top-tier scorer, averaging a little under 25 points a contest. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. The 3, DiVincenzo hits the three-pointer.
Well, this is what you call hitting the ground running. 4 shots taken, 4 shots made.
Knicks lead.
Shot left block. And another basket for Atlanta.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start. Hart from long range. And again, New York with the triple.
5 straight buckets to start the game. Off to a hot start.
Atlanta has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Three-pointer Yakichonis. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Knicks leading by 3. Outside Hart. Brunson taking his time here. Ooh, Brunson throws it down.
Wow, Jalen Brunson off his feet. Man, that's a big-time finish.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Yakichonis. Off target with the 3. For New York, they've got all 6 shots to fall in the first. Here's Hartenstein. From outside, off the mark.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
No good with the triple.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
The three ball. The rebound by Atlanta. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they faced the Knicks.
It's frustrating to lose such a close game. Felt like that last meeting was decided on the glass.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, "It's simple. You got to read before the catch. Point 5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those." PA?
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. So New York ends up going with a whole new group. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, his scoring has dipped over the last few seasons, and sometimes that can be cause for concern. But it doesn't always tell the full story. You have to consider his role, his usage, as well as the other ways he contributes to the team.
Now here's Anunoby. In his last outing, 8 points for him.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
On the wing, Risacher. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Risacher's got 6 points.
And you see how dangerous Risacher can be from deep, especially considering how fast his release is.
Antetokounmpo for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Mitchell with the ball. He's picked up by SGA. From deep, Johnson. They get the rebound.
Now that takes serious effort and a light touch.
No need to overdo it. Just lightly tip it in. Bridges passes to Anunoby. Three-pointer. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential.
Good to see Risacher attacking like that. When he sees the lane open up, he gets real aggressive.
Bridges feeling it out a little bit. For 3. Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Knicks leading by 5. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Knicks.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
All right, this is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second. We've got Mitchell. DeAndre Hunter is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Gonzalez in at small forward. Here's Gonzalez. Pass to Hunter. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Mitchell. Hartenstein pulls it in. New York leading by 8. From deep. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field. Hartenstein's gone 1 for 4 from distance. And here's Mitchell. Buries it down low. Mitchell's gotten his first basket of the night.
Coach is loving the ball movement.
It's Bridges on the wing. Here's Hartenstein. He drops it from range.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Hawks trail by 9. And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
Please give a big round of applause for your Knicks team.
And Atlanta making a change here. The league is already buzzing about this year's three-point contest. So let's have a look at the players likely to make an appearance.
The three-point contest only becomes more competitive every year as long-range shooting continues to be a coveted talent in the league. But these guys are in a league all their own.
Well, you look at Brunson, he's right on the cusp of securing his spot in the three-point contest. So I hope those votes keep pouring in because he's a guy you'd love to see in the mix.
Yeah, if he can make it in the door, you know he will do everything he can to win the whole thing, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
And this year's contest is really shaping up to be one to remember. Plenty of dead-eye shooters on that list so far.
And lots of guys have a three-point shot now, but this list is really the cream of the crop when it comes to putting up long-range bombs.
So New York going with almost an entirely new group here. Robinson, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Josh Hart comes in for Barnes. Shamet, he's checked in for Bridges. And it's McBride in for DiVincenzo. Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. Launches a three. The rebound by Mann.
He hasn't helped the cause with his shooting, but his teammates have had his back. The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Now Hartenstein. 6 points for him. Fires for three. Drains the triple. Hartenstein's got 6 in the quarter. And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers. But some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side. So when they screen you, you get no help.
The three is up. And the Knicks, another three.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
Count it. Jonas has got 9 points.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And Hartenstein gets it to go.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Knicks lead, 41.
Down low. Man, nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right, you can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Here's Jonas. After New York picked up the three with their last shot. Outside man. Back to Johnson. Three-pointer. Sinks it from distance. He's got 5.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And Hartenstein gets it to go.
And he's carried them this quarter, a dominant offensive stretch.
And 1:01 left in the second. And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. It's been quite a game for Isaiah Hartenstein.
Listen, the timeout was appropriate. They're giving up 3 after 3 after 3.
A big group substitution here for New York. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Robinson. Mikal Bridges comes in for Hart. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Shamet. And Brunson is subbed in for McBride. Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Risache comes in for Hunter. Now here's Johnson. He's got 5. Pass to Jonas. The three is up. And he can't get that one. Some solid defense from Brunson. Knicks leading by 13. This one for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Knicks lead, 50.
Now here's Risache. He's guarded by Bridges. Now here's Okongwu. Back to Risache. The rebound by Bridges.
Boy, he won't miss many of those, but it certainly happens and did there.
Here's Hartenstein. Three-pointer, no good. Pass to Johnson. The three from Rizachet. And no good. And so it's Isaiah Hartenstein making it happen for New York. And this has to be his best scoring game of the season. And he's not done yet. We'll be back in a moment.
And get ready for your... Powered by Arena Entertainment.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first-half performance it's been for the New York Knicks.
I've got to admit, even when these guys are covered, they make the shots.
Yeah, you like to say close out on the shooters, make them earn their points inside. But even if that were tried, I don't think it would play out that way.
All right, next, let's look at some of the possible entrants into this year's dunk contest.
A lot of high flyers on this list. I've seen what they can do in game. Curious to see what they can do on the big stage when the lights are bright.
It's hard to go wrong with anyone from this group. I'm glad we have a front row seat.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been quite a game for Isaiah Hartenstein.
Through the first two quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
New York leading by 16. Brunson and DiVincenzo team up as the backcourt. Randall and Hartenstein together down low. And it's Hart in at the three. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And Hartenstein gets it to go.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Outside Rizachet.
Knicks lead 53-34.
On the wing man. DiVincenzo covering. Johnson for three. Hartenstein pulls it in. Hartenstein's got 4 rebounds now.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
And Brunson gets it to go.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Johnson on the wing. From behind the arc. Hart pulls it in.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
The three, DiVincenzo. No luck on that one. Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Outside man. Pass to Rizachet. Lets it go from deep. Oh, the Hawks again cannot hit it.
Coming out stone cold here. Sometimes the break will do that to you.
The three connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Knicks lead 59-34.
Now here's man. He's guarded closely. And no good. The dry spell continues.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
Here's Hartenstein. And again, New York with the triple.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The NBA has style. Commissioner Adam Silver said this is a unique league. It's also a lifestyle brand. There's a strong association with music, fashion, culture, and also art. And the way to grow this sport is to appeal beyond those who are hardcore basketball fans. That's where our success has come. Back to you.
Yeah, but we sure love those die-hard fans. Thank you, Allie. Catching up on the changes for New York. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Hart. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for DiVincenzo.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, and absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Antetokounmpo for three. And again, New York with the triple.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 5. The floater. And he makes it. Johnson's got 7 points in the game.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Doris, from the 11th pick in 2018, the last year's league MVP, how did Shai Gilgeous-Alexander make that kind of leap?
Well, you don't get there without incredible work habits. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander puts time in the offseason to grow every single aspect of his game. There's also maturity he plays with beyond his years. You can't speed him up. He's a 3-level scorer, and he contributes to one of the most dangerous defenses in the league.
Here's Hartenstein. After the Hawks picking up a basket just moments ago.
This guy has been in attack mode this quarter. The defense might want to intercede here.
Outside Johnson.
Knicks lead, 71-40.
The 3 from Shai. Pass to Yakichonis. There's the triple. Antetokounmpo grabs the board.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that open.
Here's Hartenstein. And the Knicks, another 3.
All night. He just won't let up.
54 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Lead, 74-40.
Outside Shai. Outside man. Back to Shai. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
They have no answer defensively inside.
36 seconds left in the third quarter here. Back to SGA. New York working the ball around now. Hartenstein with it. He's got 42. He buries it from 3.
Getting buckets at a critical time. Just give him the ball and let him go to work.
Knicks lead, 77-40.
Here's Shai. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
And here's Hartenstein. Fires the 3. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good!
What a huge shot to beat the buzzer. My goodness.
Well, that's the perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
And 3 quarters of play in the books. This one's all but over already. New York out in front, running away with it. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Quinn Snyder with some words for his players.
One of the biggest things is not to react to anything. Okay, get to the next play and get the defensive boards. All right, stops means defensive boards.
Asking his guys to just keep it moving. Quinn Snyder doesn't want his guys to get caught up in their own heads.
Well, there's no value in dwelling on each mistake. Learn what you can, then forget about it. Move on.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Atlanta, looking at who they've got. We've got Brandon Clark. DeAndre Hunter is out there with Davion Mitchell. Then there's Johnson, and it's Gonzalez in at the 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. Barnes has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Knicks lead.
And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Indiana, where they'll face the Pacers. It's the second game of 3 on the road. Hunter can't get it to go.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Antetokounmpo outside from deep, SGA. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo. And that one goes in.
You love how fast Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets into that shooting motion. As soon as it touches his hands, it is ready to go.
And it's Mitchell penetrating. And Giannis Antetokounmpo picks up that foul. That's his first foul of the game. Isaiah Hartenstein's checked in for New York. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Okongwu's checked in. Pass to Mitchell. Beyond the arc. Drops in the three.
Boy, defensively, you deserve to get torched from deep if you leave him that open. My goodness.
Here's Hartenstein. And again for three.
Another three for him. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
Well, he's just pouring it on, and he's tied for the 5th most triples ever in a single game. Here's Mitchell, and here's Hunter from the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the 4th. Pass to Antetokounmpo. From outside the arc. Good! Another from three.
All game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is nothing stopping his shot.
And you know this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game the world never forgets. Count the basket.
Well, those are exactly the opportunity this offense is looking to create.
New York has gone 4 of 4 from outside during the 4th. Out to the right wing. Hartenstein passes to Barnes. On the wing, SGA. For three, Bridges. Shot's good. SGA making the play. SGA's got 3 assists in the game.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the 4th, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Bridges passes to Hartenstein. Fires the three. Connects again from distance.
The parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
And that latest triple ties him for 2nd for most threes in a game. What a monster performance from deep it's been.
Honestly, I don't know how he pulled that off.
Risache, he's checked in for the Hawks. Yakachonis comes in for Mitchell.
Second team foul.
And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Grant, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes I am. I think beyond, though, the dollars and cents, it's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much.
Hartenstein, no good. The Hawks have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this 4th quarter to fall.
Oh, wow.
The assist.
And that was a dunk contest material kind of jam. Johnson just letting it all hang out.
Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays. Courtesy. And again for three.
And of course it falls for him. And that three pushing him into the record books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. A night we'll never forget. Pass to Yakachonis. Now Johnson. Jacks up a three. Good. That's his 5th bucket in 9 attempts.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Here's Hartenstein. Good! Another from 3.
Unbelievable. Gets the record with a beautiful 3.
It's a new single-game high-water mark for triples. Now a timeout called by Atlanta. They're trailing by 47. Here for New York. Achua's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Anunoby comes in for Bridges. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for SGA. Man, he's checked in for the Hawks. Achua against Johnson. And he goes big with the dunk. Right over Isaiah Hartenstein.
And a big-time scoring night for Johnson. Looking for a shot and playing with serious confidence.
Outside Achua. Pass to Anunoby. The three from Barnes. And the Knicks, another three.
showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And that one's good, man.
3 points.
There's 10 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Achua for 3. Knocks it down from distance.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
And so New York takes this one by a big margin. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
And we can't wait to see you.
Giannis, a tremendous performance. What enabled you to win this game so convincingly?
It was a team effort. I think we came out, we did not mess around with the game. We did our job, we defended, we moved the ball. That's why we were able to close the game.
Giannis always recognizing the importance of his teammates. Thanks so much, Giannis.
All right, thanks, Allie. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K team, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Isaiah Hartenstein.